history of a CMS school bus.
We started digging deeper after it caught fire in January. 16 students were on board when it caught fire in Charlotte. Luckily, the driver was able to get all those students off safely. But investigative reporter Nick Oster obtained records that show the bus started smoking with students on board just weeks before the fire. He joins us live right now with more on why school leaders say this bus was still out on the road. Nick?
Yeah, Paul Maureen, school leaders say the fire that broke out in mid-January had nothing to do with the smoke that billowed out from underneath the hood just 2 weeks earlier. But records we obtained show the aging bus had a string of maintenance problems. And whistleblowers tell us the mechanic shortage at CMS means it's taking longer to fix school buses to make them safer for our students. The pictures are dramatic. Flames shooting from the engine area of bus 786. Students had to be rushed off to safety. Have y'all been able to figure out why that school bus caught on fire in January?
We have tried. Unfortunately, when you have a fire like that, it's difficult to pinpoint exactly what occurred.
Janet Thomas is the transportation director for Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools. She says, although they've not been able to pin down the exact cause, the consensus is that an electrical wire sparked the fire. Do you think that there was anything that your mechanics could have done or found ahead of time that could have prevented that fire?
We have asked ourselves that a lot, and the answer is no.
Thomas says the fire had nothing to do with months of coolant leaks documented in these school bus maintenance records. The problem was so bad, these records show, a mechanic had to be called to address smoke coming from under the hood twice on the same day just weeks before the fire.
The heater hose would have caused a different type of smoke than obviously what occurred on the day of the fire.
We began investigating.
But the January fire came just months after a WBTV investigation uncovered school buses on the road that didn't pass state inspections. Things like cracked frames and worn brakes. A whistleblower who used to work as a CMS bus mechanic said a staffing shortage meant school buses weren't getting the maintenance they needed. What would you tell parents who are putting their children on those school buses every day?
Ask more questions.
Would you let your child ride a CMS bus?
No. I would.
No question.
No question. If I can avoid it, there's any way I can avoid my children being on the CMS bus, they would not be on the CMS bus.
The former employee said delayed maintenance led to this bus catching fire late last summer. This report from the state last year, it found that your preventive maintenance needs improvement, and it found that your mechanic labor was unsatisfactory. I mean, that's what the state said last year.
Right.
And so there are questions from the state about the maintenance that's going into your school buses.
That report is done every year from a state inspector who comes in and checks our work. In regards to the labor portion of that, there was a question about how timely are we with our paperwork, and so we've certainly taken steps to improve that.
But the report took issue with more than just paperwork, rating the district unsatisfactory in labor and as needing improvement in preventive maintenance. But Thomas says January's bus fire could not have been prevented.
Was the bus inspected on time? Yes, it was. Was the bus maintenance performed? Yes, it was. So it does not tie back that something was missed or that there was any level of we did not look at that bus in a timely manner, because we did.
The underlying cause here, you all don't have enough mechanics, still hasn't been solved yet.
It creates a challenge for the volume of work for the staff that we have.
Now, Thomas says the district continues to have a shortage of school bus mechanics. One major factor in that is the district's pay for mechanics just can't compete with what many private companies are paying. Guys, back to you.
All right, Nick, thank you. Right now, no deal in sight.